And now get ready to meet Liz and George Cooper, two people who live together and like it. As we look in on the Coopers, it is a beautiful spring day, and Liz is just going in the kitchen to talk to Katy, the maid.
Oh, Katy.
Yes, Mrs. Cooper?
Katy, I've been talking to Mr. Cooper about a raise for you.
Uh-oh.
What kind of uh-oh is that?
Oh, whenever you want me to do something I won't like, you dangle a raise in front of me.
Well, I was hoping you'd forget. You've got a memory like an elephant.
Well, I guess it comes from working for peanuts. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Cooper. I didn't mean it.
That's okay, Katy, but I'm serious about the raise. Now, you deserve it, and I don't want anything from you.
You don't want anything.
Well, hardly anything.
Let's have it.
Well, this is the day we decided to do the spring cleaning, remember?
Oh, that's funny. I'd forgotten all about it.
Oh, come now, Jumbo.
I'll make a deal with you. You forget about spring house cleaning, and I'll forget about the raise.
Oh, I can't, Katy. But don't worry, it isn't going to be half as hard this year.
Why not?
I know where I can get you an extra pair of strong arms.
Won't it make my shoulders too crowded?
No, Katy. I mean, George is going to help us.
He is. When did he say that?
As soon as I tell him about it.
I thought so.
Well, this year I'm going to put my foot down and George is going to help. Last year, who did all the heavy work?
I did.
Who waxed all the floors and washed all the windows?
I did.
Who carried the trunks up to the attic and repainted the lawn furniture?
I did. I did everything.
Darn right, and I'm getting sick and tired of it.
An old elephant thanks you.
That's all right. When you die, just leave me your tusks.
Mrs. Cooper, I've been married 5 times, and I know there's only one good way to get a man to help with the spring cleaning. Shame him into it.
Shame him into it.
Yes, if he comes home and sees you carrying things that are too heavy for you and just working like a horse, he'll offer to help you.
Oh, Katy, that's a wonderful idea. George will be home any minute. Help me get this piano up on my back.
Come in.
Oh, pardon me, sir, but I wanted
Oh,
to...
George boy, glad you came in. I wanted to tell you I won't be able to make our golf date this afternoon. Business.
Oh, well, I'll find something to do.
Yes, well, why don't you just stay here and dictate to your new secretary, Gladys?
Well, that's what I came to see you about, sir. I'll have to do something about her.
Sounds like you already have. From what I hear, Gladys is sweet on you.
Well, she certainly doesn't have a reason to be.
Oh? And do you know what she calls you in front of the other girls?
No, and I'm not interested.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, boy. I won't force it on you.
What'd she call me?
She calls you Cuddles Cooper.
Oh, no.
Oh, you sly devil, you.
All right, that's very funny, but I'm not getting my work done. Can't you transfer Gladys and get me someone else?
Oh, now, give her a chance, George. She's young. Why don't you go have a talk with her?
Well, how can I? She comes into the office and sits there looking at me like a cocker spaniel. What can I say to her?
Have you tried? Here, Gladys. Here, Gladys.
Look at this note she left on my desk.
Oh, let's see. Oh, what a lucky girl I am. Who wouldn't like to be me? Who wouldn't like to have a boss so handsome, blonde, and dreamy?
There, you see what I mean?
Well, now, look at you, George. You are sort of dreamy.
Oh, Mr. Atterbury, are you going to give me another secretary or not?
Well, I'll tell you what, George. Think it over, and if you still feel this way Monday, I'll find someone in the office who'll trade secretaries with you. Maybe Joe Ridgely.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Yes, I'm sorry about the golf game this afternoon.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sort of tired anyway. It'll be nice to loll around the house all afternoon doing nothing.
I wish I could. Well, so long, Cuddles.
Mrs. Cooper, Mr. Cooper's coming up the walk.
Okay, I just have to pick up this bucket here by the door.
Oh, well, here, let me help you. You can't carry that big bucket of ashes by yourself.
Oh, yes, I can. It's not heavy, see?
But I don't understand.
Look, just because I want George to think it's heavy doesn't mean it has to be heavy. I filled it up with paper and just sprinkled an inch of ashes on the top.
Oh, that's tricky.
Oh, you'd be surprised how heavy it's going to be when George gets here.
Hey, honey, I'm home.
Oh, now it gets heavy. I'm in here, George!
Oh, hi, Liz.
Hello, George. How are you?
Well, fine, dear. What's new?
Not much. What's new with you?
You, feel all right, Liz? Your voice sounds funny.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm just carrying these ashes outside.
Oh, honey, you shouldn't be doing that.
I shouldn't.
No, you're liable to spill ashes on the rock.
Well, I should have known.
Should have known what?
Should have known better than to be subtle. I thought if you saw me struggling with this heavy bucket of ashes, you'd leap up and help me.
Well,
Other men help their wives with the heavy work, and there's no reason why you shouldn't help with the spring house cleaning.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt for me to do a little work.
That's right, make excuses.
Look, Liz, I said I'd be glad to help.
The one time a year when I ask you to do something around the house at... You did.
Sure. Here, I'll take my coat off and tackle that can of ashes right now.
Oh, all right. Oh no, George, I'll carry this.
No, nonsense. It's much too heavy for you. Why, you can hardly lift it.
Oh, but I'd rather,
Out of the way, I'll show you how a man lifts a heavy thing like this. 1, 2, 3! What happened? Who hit me? Where'd the can go?
Oh my, you're so strong, George.
Yeah?
You tossed it clear across the room. Get up off the floor.
What a dirty trick, filling the ash can with paper. Well, if you're going to play that way, you can do your own housework.
Hello, Mr. Cooper.
Hello.
Well, what's wrong with him?
Oh, my trick backfired. We just lost 2 strong arms.
Oh, well. I've been cleaning out Mr. Cooper's den, and I don't know what to do with this box.
What's in it?
Well, some old letters. They look like love letters to Mr. Cooper.
Oh, well, ask him what he wants to... Love letters to Mr. Cooper.
I think so. It's a woman's handwriting in purple ink. Well, I'll ask him what he wants me to do.
Oh, just a second, Katy. I'll take care of those.
Here. You're not going to read them, are you?
Of course not. Whatever gave you an idea like that?
Oh, I don't know. Something about the way you picked that one up and opened the flap.
Well, you're right. It's addressed to George, and I'm not going to read it.
Good for you.
Here, you read it to me.
What?
Then George asked me if I read it, I could say no with a clear conscience. Go ahead, Katy. Let's see what George's correspondence sounded like in his dear old bachelor days.
Well... Dear Koopy Whoopy,
Oh.
although we have just met, I feel I've known you always.
There's an original thought.
No matter where I go, I see your face before me. That's why I'm throwing myself at your feet.
His face isn't that bad.
Then it finishes up with a poem. If you want me to holler whoopee, then say you'll be my poopy poopy.
Signed Droopy.
No, it's I'm anxious.
Well, there's a masterpiece of understatement. Are there any more from her, Katy?
Oh yes, there's a whole pile of them. But this is the best one of the bunch.
Why, Katy, let me see the rest.
Okay, it's this pile marked GC from EE.
Uh-oh.
No, EE.
Never mind, Katy. I just remembered who wrote that letter.
Who?
Shake hands with EE, formerly anxious.
You wrote them?
That's right. Boy, I really must have been anxious. I sent it special delivery.
Well, I'll deliver it to the attic.
Wait a minute, Katy. I know how I can get George into good humor again.
How?
If I didn't remember that letter, George won't either. I'm going to seal it up and tell him it was just litter. I'll pretend to be real jealous and think it's from another woman.
You're playing with fire, Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, don't be silly. He'll get a big kick out of it. It'd be different if there was just the slightest possibility of another woman. But now with George, why, he's just good old George.
He's a man, isn't he?
Oh, Katy, you just stick around. This is going to be fun.
Here he comes down, Mrs. Cooper.
Okay. George? George?
Yes?
Oh, this letter on the table, it just came.
Mail? On Saturday afternoon?
Yes, it's for you. It came special delivery. Why don't you open it and see who it's from?
All right. Dear Koopy Woo Woo Woo. Oh no.
Who's it from, George?
The gas company.
Oh, how come the gas company sent you special delivery? You got bigger burners?
I forgot to pay the bill.
Oh, and they wrote you in purple ink. George, are you and the gas company going steady?
Look, let's just forget it, Liz. It's a bill. I'll take care of it.
George, I bet that letter's from a girl.
I told you it isn't. Now leave me alone.
But you don't have to get all huffy about it. For your information, that letter is from me.
Oh, now don't cry, Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, Katy, that woman in George's life, you should have seen the guilty look on his face.
But you wanted him to think it was from someone else.
Sure, I wanted to think it was from someone else, but he thinks it's from someone else.
Liz is burning up about the supposed other woman in George's life. She gave George an old love letter she wrote, and he mistakenly thought it was from his new secretary, who has a silly crush on him. Well, right now, George has shut himself in the den to use the phone.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Atterbury. This is George Cooper.
Yes, Cuddles.
I'm not Cuddles. I'm Koopy Whoopy now.
Well, what can Uncle Rudolph do for you?
Uncle Rudolph can work for a new vice president if he doesn't get me a new secretary. Gladys just sent me a mushy letter, special delivery.
Did she use bank stamps?
How should I know? The point is, I'm liable to get into trouble unless I get a new secretary. I don't want to go through the whole mess of trying to explain to Liz that this is innocent. She's suspicious already.
Katy, I'd give my eye teeth to know who he's talking to on the phone in there. You suppose it's her?
Her who?
You know her who? Her! Why did he close the door?
There's always the keyhole.
Oh, Katy, do you think I'm stupid listening at the keyhole?
Yes.
You're right, but the darn key's in it and you can't hear a thing. I can't just open the door and listen. That would be eavesdropping. We have to have a reason. Come on, Katy, give me a reason.
It's pretty hot in there. Do you think he needs air?
No, it's gotta be better than... I know, of course. The dog's in there and wants out. Quiet now. Here, boy, here, boy.
Mrs. Cooper,
What?
I just thought of something.
What?
You don't have a
Well,
dog.
that's right. Well, I already have the door open. No use closing it now, is there?
Frankly, Mr. Atterbury, the situation is getting out of hand.
He's telling Mr. Atterbury all about it.
You see, I'm pretty sure Liz already suspects something's going on, so there's just one thing to do. I'm going to get rid of her.
He's going to get rid of me.
Oh no!
I'd like to make it as painless as possible. First thing Monday morning, I'll ask her to leave.
Well, at least there won't be any bloodshed.
Well, I'll tell her you arranged for a transfer.
Transfer? What does he expect me to do? Go to Reno on a streetcar?
Well, that's right. Joe Ridgely can have her, and I'll take his.
He's going to trade me in on a later model.
There must be some explanation.
All right, Mr. Atterbury. I'll call Gladys right now and tell her I'm going to make the change.
Gladys!
Yes, I have her number upstairs in my wallet. Yeah, we'll talk to you later. But goodbye.
Get out of the way, Kitty. Here he comes. Get out of the way.
I can't. My apron's caught on the doorknob. Oh!
Here, take what's left of it and start dusting. I'll be reading a book.
Oh!
Hi, George. I didn't know you were in there.
You didn't? Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just reading a book.
Oh, to improve your vocabulary?
Yes, yeah, improving my vocabulary.
Well, you certainly picked the right book for it.
Yes, this man writes well. You ought to read this book sometime. It's called The Dictionary.
No, Webster's one of my favorite writers.
Oh, well, you see, I haven't read
Well,
it.
tell me later. There's something important I have to take care of right now.
Come on, Katy. He'll be back when he gets that phone number.
Come on, where?
We're going to hide in the den and listen while George talks to that Gladys.
We're gonna hide?
Yes, you're going to be my witness.
Witness for what?
I don't know, but it's always a good idea. Come on. Now, we'll hide in the... Oh, gee, there isn't a place.
Oh, when you're incoming.
Quick, into the closet.
No.
Yes. Oh, gee, it's dark in here. Are you comfortable, Katy?
As comfortable as anyone can be who's straddling a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, dear. You hold out for a minute.
Oh, it's all right, Mrs. Cooper. I used to have a boyfriend who owned a motorcycle.
Gee, I wish he'd hurry up. It's so dusty in here.
Bless you.
Thanks. Quiet. There he goes. He's calling Gladys.
Hello, Gladys? This is Carlos.
I may be sick.
I'm sorry to bother you at home, Gladys, but I can't go on like this.
The beast.
I've decided to do something about it, Gladys. Well, that's exactly what I've decided.
Here it comes.
Well, in a way, I'll be sorry to lose you.
Huh. She didn't last as long as I did.
Well, I'll admit you did have the makings of a good secretary, but you don't seem to realize that I'm very much in love with my wife.
He admits it. He admits he's in love with his wife. Hey, that's me.
I don't care what they told you in business school. I love my wife. We're completely devoted and trust each other implicitly.
Aww.
She's charming and beautiful, and I'd be crazy to even look at another woman.
Oh, gee, did you hear that, Katy? He says, Choo!
Oh, bless you, Gladys. Oh, because you sneezed. Oh? Well, the operator must be listening in. Well, I think if you really understand the situation, I could give you another chance. Are you sure you do?
Gee, he said I was charming and beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, Katy, I'm so wrong about everything. He mustn't ever find out I've been spying and suspicious. You promise?
Can I have that Sunday off?
Yes, yes.
How about that raise?
Oh, you blackmailer. Where's your sporting blood?
I promise. My lips are sealed.
Well, that's a much healthier attitude. As a matter of fact, Gladys, I think it would help if you had a talk with Liz.
Oh, no, oh, no.
Well, I'd like her to meet you too, if you're going to be my secretary.
Oh, some other time, some other time.
Well, now wait, I'll call her to the phone.
Oh, I'm dead.
Liz? Hey, Liz, where are you?
Don't even breathe, Katy.
Liz!
I'm gonna try something. Did you call me, George?
Yes, where are you?
I'm up in the attic.
You don't sound like you're up there.
Well, go up, come up and see.
Oh, come on down, I want you to... I'll come up.
For a minute, I thought I was... Achoo!
Liz? Katy? That sneeze came from the closet.
Oh, quick, Katy. Plug the vacuum cleaner into the light switch.
What for?
Don't ask questions. Go ahead.
Liz, what are you and Katy doing in the closet?
Now that's it, Katy. Get into every corner. We don't want any germs in this house.
Liz? Will you please explain?
Spring cleaning, George. You can't have any dirt closets, you know. Don't forget the shelf, Katy. I'll take the floor, we'll mop the sides, and clean up everything. You know you're my favorite husband, George.
My Favorite Husband was released on July 5th, 1948. This comedy starred Lucille Ball, who later evolved into the groundbreaking classic television series I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy became the most watched show in the United States in 4 of its 6 seasons, and it was the first to end its run at the top of the Nielsen ratings. It is often regarded as one of the greatest and most influential sitcoms in history. In 2012, it was voted Best TV Show of all time in a survey conducted by ABC News and People magazine. This performance of Spring Cleaning starred Theresa Geboy as Liz Cooper, Joshua Boney as George Cooper, Teresa Johnson as Katy, and Mitch Baum as Mr. Atterbury. This is your announcer, Caleb Van Ice, saying good night, everybody.